Shawn Ryan interviewed the head of Charlie Kirk's security team, Brian Harpole, and there are two very key moments that all of you need to see. You all know I've been covering this investigation extensively, offering my commentary on the different arguments, perspectives, and theories that have been brought forth as we pursue the truth about what happened to Charlie Kirk. And what Harpole reveals here absolutely stuns Shawn Ryan. Massive stuff here as it relates to the Charlie Kirk investigation. Let's get right into it. But before we do, and as always, guys, please make sure to subscribe to join me in this God First movement. This is independent Christian commentary to keep you in truth and aligned along the path toward your God-given potential. Subscribe to join me in this fight, this crusade to keep America one nation under God. I'm Zach Costello. Okay, so in this first clip, Harpole explains how the security team was preparing for the event and arrival of Charlie Kirk, and they expressed concerns about the rooftops in front of and behind Charlie. They identified rooftop areas that needed to be covered, and they told the UVU chief of police this. Harpole reads the text messages between Charlie's security team and the UVU chief of police. This exchange leaves Shawn Ryan and the rest of us completely stunned.
The Monday before the event, we were still working through the arrival. And so we have concerns with rooftops. We got a location that we're not keen with. We know what our responsibility is. We know what our statutory authority is. We know that we can't go up and set up our guys in sniper observer positions. It's not going to be allowed. And so we have some correspondence with the chief of the school on that day, on Monday before Charlie was killed. And why this hadn't come out and why he won't stand up like a man and admit this, I don't know. But he's watching a bunch of men lose their careers, and he's okay with it. On Monday before, this correspondence went to Chief Long. Hello, Chief Long. We received this message today from the student group. There is a student roof access pretty close to where CK will be set up at the Utah Valley. The Sorensen Center has a couple of staircases that go up to walkways on the roofs. He comes back, and for edification, the Sorensen Center was the building in front of the Lucy Center. And so he comes back and he says, you want access to the roof. And came back and said, I was told students have access above us. If this is true, it would be nice to either have it controlled access or allow one of my guys to be there as well if possible. He comes back and his last correspondence was, I got you covered. What else am I to do? When a command level person from an accredited police department says, I've got this area.
Jeez. Have you been in who was that?
That was the chief of police for the UVU police department. We've called him. He's never called us back.
Holy shit.
Well, it turns out, guys, the UVU police, didn't have it covered. The Sorensen Student Center is located to Charlie's front left. That Los building, where the shot was allegedly taken from, sits directly behind this building. And it also, as we know, has stairs that lead directly up to the rooftop. None of the rooftops in front of Charlie were manned. None of them. And if the UVU police chief said that they would be, and they were not, well, what are we supposed to think? That Tyler Robinson was the lone wolf and acted entirely alone? These are what cause reasonable people to question this narrative. And instead of being called lunatic conspiracy theorists, we'd like some answers. We are now also looking for answers related to potential foreign involvement, questioning whether a foreign government was involved, especially one that had a lot to lose if Charlie Kirk and his highly influential organization, which had just flipped a U.S. presidential election, had turned against them. Again, this does not make you a lunatic anti-Semite if you question this about Israel. Shawn Ryan presses Harpole here about whether Charlie ever expressed any concerns about his speaking out or turning away from Israel, putting him in danger. And you know what? I don't like his answer, and I'll show you why. Watch.
We've seen a lot of Charlie's friends, people that are in the media, come out and say Charlie had very specific concerns about Israel, and that his opinions were changing about Israel, and that he had expressed concerns about this to various media personalities. My question is the man that owns the company that's in charge of his security detail, and you are the head guy on his security detail, were there any concerns about that or any other organization, political party, foreign nation? Did he express any of those concerns to you?
No, and Dan works for Turning Point as their security guy, and so Dan feeds down that to us to our contracted security, which is us for integrity. Mm-hmm. And so nothing had ever come now from Dan, from Charlie down to us about that. Now, at the same time, you got to look at the world we live in, mm-hmm. and that's a reality. It's a reality that an organization, whether it be a hate group of any type, could want to hurt anybody. Not necessarily Israel, but we look at mathematics too, and there's probabilities and possibilities, right? And I look at the probabilities. The possibilities are infinite. And the probabilities are that it's not. The probabilities are the people that want to hurt him are the people that are there screaming things at him in front of us half the time. Mm-hmm. And so we have to look at those probabilities in the mathematics. We look at the possibilities too. And those possibilities, I'm sure, are out there, but we've never got any detail or intel to show that we should look into this deeper.
I mean, it is very interesting that if he was that concerned about foreign nations or opposite political affiliations, I mean, if he was that concerned, I don't know why that wouldn't have been disseminated down to the security detail. I mean, I have a security detail, and if I feel that there is a threat, even if it's just a feeling, that's the first people that I tell is my security detail.
We looked at, we look at all that, and you can go back and look at his speeches, and Charlie was an absolute supporter of Israel. And then he would say, and they would ask him why. And then so, we're in those things and we're listening, but at the same time you're looking, but you hear these things and you hear them over. And I can remember him saying, he was a supporter of it because one, a nation should be able to defend itself after they've been attacked. Two, Charlie was a devout Christian to the point that he gave his life for it. And he referenced this, and I heard him reference it, where those places that are our holy land are being taken away from us and not being able to visit, and that you can't go there. And so that protection of Israel was important to him and those holy sites, and he'd been there.
I don't like his answer because it produces inconsistencies. And since I've had my nose in this, I can recall things that don't add up here. First, we know that this was a concern because Andrew Colvett admitted that he sent the text message exchange where Charlie had said that he had no choice but to turn his back on the pro-Israel cause because of the stereotypical behavior of Jewish donors. We know that Andrew Colvett submitted that text message exchange to authorities immediately after Charlie was assassinated because he thought that it was relevant evidence. People close to Charlie knew that he was concerned about this. And Candace Owens, if you remember, published this a few weeks back, explaining that there are individuals who have in writing that Charlie was concerned that they were going to kill him. Watch and remember this.
3 people told me off record. 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie. One who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this. The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me. Okay. He did not express that to me. So I am telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I am saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that. And again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think that he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us, who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they?
So I think now at this point, it would be very nice for those individuals to come forward and reveal who Charlie was concerned about. Reveal who is they. I think this would be very helpful information. And it's surprising that if he was expressing these concerns to certain individuals that he was close to, he did not relay these concerns to his security team. But something just doesn't seem to be adding up here. We'll be on the lookout for those communications from Charlie, and I'd guess a forthcoming statement from the UVU chief of police, who should at least be fired for incompetence and at most is now a suspect in a potentially larger plot against Charlie Kirk. I'm Zach Costello.